Hello there. I'm back in Maryland. Not a big surprise. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm needlessly stressed out. I'm gonna just rant because I've been talking to myself all morning. And I'm gonna do that right now. Right now, I'm on the way to a haircut because I feel like it. No, I really want my beard trimmed and I want a haircut, and I decided that it's important enough to go do it now. It is literally the morning after I've come back from my near 3-week trip, freaking to Colorado and back, and to Georgia back with the car. Normally, after a big trip like this, I schedule a day like today, the day immediately after being home, to just chillax a bit. But no, today is full and has been full from the moment I woke up. I've been going over receipts and budgeting and adult number stuff and some not so adult number stuff. One thing I did is I ordered a couple more parts for the car because I'm all about the R8 now that it's back. I guess today is Friday, so you won't, yeah buddy, you won't see the car until Supercar Saturday, which is tomorrow. I think you guys are gonna like it, so if you want to watch that, see that. But today I'm doing a haircut, and then of course today another wonderful thing is gonna happen. I get to pick up Ronan, who I have not seen in a long time. I mean, I've seen pictures and some videos. Maggie's been sending stuff to me while she's been there. Man, one of the things that happened to add to my stress was I had planned to have the trailer painted black a while ago. I took it to the paint place and they said, oh, we can't paint it. You gotta take the electricals out. I was like, well, I wish you had told me that before I drove 2 hours to come out here, but okay. And I took the trailer to the maintenance place, had them take all the electrical out. I have 1 month until I need it again, because in 1 month I'm going back to Georgia, which I just drove back from yesterday, because there's a motovlogger meetup down there headed by Chase and his 2 wheels. So I'm gonna take my Jeep and my bike. I forget how fast my bike is. I keep thinking I'm in the R8, which is fast. Not as fast as this thing. Oh, geez, this bike is awesome. Whew. Anyway, I need a trailer next month, and I thought that's okay. I'll have the maintenance place take the electrical out of it, and then I'll take it back to the paint place. Well, I called the maintenance place for the trailer. They said it's ready. Called the paint place, and they said, oh yeah, we don't have time to do it in a month. A month is not enough time to get the trailer in and paint it. I was like, well, not really your fault, but I wish you had told me it would take more than a month. I figured a month was reasonable to get something in and out of there, but I guess it's not. So now I called the maintenance place and I said, hey, you know that thing I just paid you to do? I need to pay you to undo what you just did because I can't get it painted. So now the trailer's going backwards. This is a lot like when I got here in Maryland with the Jeep and I had to pay to have all the stuff taken off of it just to pass inspection, and then pay to have it put back together to get back the way it was, you know, with its wheels and all the lights. So that's just frustrating, but it does classify and fit into the category of a first world problem. Unfortunately, yep, I've made this mistake before. God, it wants me to be over that wall. So this is probably going to add at least 5 more minutes to my drive. Thank goodness I'm on the bike, you know, something I can maneuver around in and not my Jeep. Oh, can I still make it? I think I can still make it. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. I just needed something, even something as menial as an exit, to go correctly, because too many things have gone wrong on this trip. I mean, I really enjoyed my trip and all that. For reals, a lot of good things happened. I don't regret going at all. I did a lot of the things that I wanted to do, but a lot of things went wrong, dude. One thing that really bugged me, man, one thing that happened was when I was in Kansas, I went there, you know, to see family and to ride around town. And when I rode this Duke around my hometown of Kansas, that was a really good time. I had a really good time, but something I wanted to do while I was there was record the Finally Friday and Moto Monday intros and outros at the same places where I usually do it, to kind of recreate those. And that would have been fun. I was ready, you know, I had the stuff, I was out, I was there. But no, I got there to record, and what happened? I went to record Finally Friday, and some lady whose name I can only guess is Karen said, hey, this is a business place, you're not allowed to be here. And I was like, all right, I don't want any trouble, I'll just leave. Like, forget that then, I guess, you know, first world problem. And I was like, that's okay, I'm still gonna go do Moto Monday. I'm still gonna go do that. So I went to the parking garage where I normally do that, because it's 6 levels down under the earth. It can't be full, it never is. Well, guess what? It was packed when I got there. I was like, well, crud. I can't record this either. That sucks. This bike is awesome. I haven't been on this bike in a week. I guess it's been a week. I haven't been on a bike in a week. It feels longer than that. But the trip, even though it was almost only 3 weeks, did feel really long. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I mean, I can record brand new Finally Friday Moto Monday intros, outros again here in Maryland. It just won't look exactly the same, and that's fine. It's not like it was critical. It was just a choice I made. I would have liked to have recreated those the way they were. I just think it's fun. But I'll have to do them here, and that's going to be that. Man, they're way overdue. I haven't recorded those in like 2 years. I missed it last year for whatever reason. So, I mean, they're overdue. But I'm going to get those done here before the end of the month. That's a goal of mine. I'm a little stressed needlessly. It's just because I'm choosing to do so many things. I'm just that way. I want to clean the apartment so I can walk in and go, so it's clean. I got to edit this video today. What else do I have to do? There's several things I have to do today. They're on a list. I have like a checklist. Not even half the things are done yet, but I've been busy since I woke up, which is good. That's actually kind of important. I found out that, what's the word? Keeping busy, doing things, being productive, that's the one. Being productive, so a sense of accomplishment, however small, getting things done is like the best antidote to depression that I know of. So I think I'm not stressed. I know what real stress is. I know. I like to think I don't get genuinely so stressed that I get sick to my stomach anymore. I think I've gotten over that a few years ago thanks to some luck, but like I'm like jittery stressed. I'm like, and part of that's because I haven't eaten yet, which I have scheduled, and that schedule says, okay, Walter, right here, Mickey Darrell's is right next to your haircut. Get there 15 minutes early so you can get some Mickey Deez nuts, and then you can go right over to the haircut. So anyway, right there, there's a balance point between, what's this ticking noise? I've noticed I've been doing that lately. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, there's a balance between being too busy and then having too little to do. Obviously, if you're too busy, you're too stressed out, but in my case, if I'm not busy enough, then I can get bored and then not good. So that's not the right one. There's a turn. Oh, is it the right one? It is the right one. Hooey. All right, here we go. Here at my fancy ass haircut place with less than fancy drivers between me and this place. Man, I guess I should just be, what was that noise? I guess I should be happy that I got my exit and didn't add time to it. All right, I'm gonna pull over here, go to Mickey D's Nuts, and then I'm gonna go ahead and continue this video after the haircut. Look at that. There's a guy here, I think he owns a place, who always has a fancy car, and he always parks right here. I've seen different ones. I think whatever it was a very fancy car. It was a AMG, whatever that was, the AMG supercar. This one, I don't know if it's a supercar. I don't know much about cars, obviously, but this one's fancy. But there's always like a fancy car here, and it always belongs to him. That's what I understood. Anyway, that's a small story. By the time I get out of this haircut place, I probably will have calmed down. All right, transition time. There's no scientifically good way to do this, but like every time I get out after having my haircut, hair gets down my shirt and it just itches and it feels not good. No way around it except to shower and change clothes. Well, this isn't the story I was going to tell. I know there was something specific I wanted to say, but this is all I can remember. So the night before I left to fly down to Georgia, I was packing. I was like, yeah, I could fit everything in one backpack, but I've already paid to have a bag checked on, so I may as well get a bag and fill that with stuff. And so I was filling it with stuff, and I was like, I don't need this stuff. I just, you know, kind of obligated to use it. So anyway, filled that up, got to the airport, and I was made to stand in several different lines because they couldn't figure out where I was supposed to go with my irregular bag. I guess they called it that just because it had a blower fan in it. It wasn't irregularly shaped, just a duffel bag. But anyway, all that standing around the airport made me barely catch my flight. I did it within 5 minutes. And then when I landed in Georgia and deal with Dan was waiting to pick me up, they lost my bag. So I stood around there in another line. And then I got to arrive with Dan at his place. And then my bag, I never lost a bag at the airport before. My bag got delivered to his house in the middle of the night, like 2:30. So I got my stuff back. It wasn't a big deal. But I remember the story now. Okay. This is in line with things not going to plan. So the next day, went with Dan and Laura to Walgreens, and something subconscious told me to stay away from Walgreens. I don't know what it is. There's a story that I have apparently forgotten, but now I have a new story to tell me to stay away from Walgreens. While I was standing around there at Walgreens, I looked at the shelf and I went, ooh, cashews. And so I just bought a can of cashews. I wasn't looking for them. I just saw them and I thought, those look tasty. I want some. I haven't had cashews in like 50 years. So I opened them and had a few. Dan had just one and I had a few, and then we went to the house, and later that night, Ham, Dan, and I all had wangs together, and then I had a whole bunch more cashews. Not a lot of cashews. Not a lot. Not enough to make me sick. But I had some more cashews. My stomach sent a signal, and that signal said, oh no, something is wrong, and this isn't something that's gonna go away anytime soon. I then proceeded to crap several times. Man, I kept visiting the toilet for hours, and I was in so much pain, and I was like, man, those wings really messed me up. I don't know why, but I'm not doing good, dude. I'm not doing good. At the same time I got sick, Dan reportedly went like, ooh. Like, just a lot of oof. Speaking of oof. Oof. Whoa. That bike sounds good. Dan went oof, and I went oof. And I had a really bad time sleeping that night. My stomach hurt so bad. It felt like either I got punched in the gut repeatedly, which is probably the best description I had, or my organs were physically sore. Like, they were just so tired. It was not good. The next day, I thought, hey, I have a fiance girlfriend that I'm dating who is also a nurse. She might have some cheat codes for me because I'm still in pain the next day. I'm still hurting. So I told her the situation, told her the whole story, and then she said, did you check the expiration date on the cashews? I checked, and it said like 1/19. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's expired like 6 months ago. It's not that bad. No, that was the day in the month. It said like January 19th, 2017. They expired like 2.5 years ago. Why these freaking Deez nuts were on the shelf, I don't know, except for apparently Walgreens will just do that. They'll just sell you expired stuff. And I was like, oh, nuts. Mystery solved. That explains why I got so sick, why Dan felt an oof, because he had one nut at the same time I had my first nut, and why neither Dan nor Ham got sick on the wings, because it wasn't the wings, it was the nuts. So when I drove home the R8 from Georgia the next day, this is my favorite, hold on a second. This bike is the tits! The next day when I was driving home, my stomach still felt just awful. And I was like, this drive sucks because I'm in physical pain. It felt like my back was thrown out too. It was just so much pain. So I was in pain, and then I was dying because there was no AC, and I was sweating nuts. And yeah, so the drive home in the R8, which I kind of talk about in tomorrow's video, or in the video coming up, is that the drive was not what it was supposed to be. Obviously, it was not part of my plan to get sick and have no AC. So the moral of the story is that sucked, and I am due another road trip in that car, a proper road trip. But that's the story. Deez nuts. Okay, I'm done. I quit. I go home. The most important thing I gotta do today is get Ronin. I can't wait. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you later. Bye.